The ultimate accolade for a racehorse is to be named Horse of the Year. To be enshrined to the Hall of Fame is to achieve immortality. As a stallion, genetic immortality is defined in 2 words: breed shaper, plain and simple. 2-time Horse of the Year and Hall of Fame inductee, Curlin is just that. Breed shaper, Curlin, the classic sire.
Resorts World New York City, where New Yorkers play. 6,500 slots. Stay and play. Resorts World New York City.
Want to get your career in horse racing off to a fast start? The University of Arizona's Racetrack Industry Program is your winning ticket. If you want to earn a degree in the exciting horse racing industry, the Racetrack Industry Program can put you in the winner's circle.
It's been an incredible day of racing so far in Saratoga, and the action is not over. First Grade 1 stakes of the season is in the books, and it was deja vu all over again. As Alfiqua running by her stablemate, Summer Romance. Godolphin running 1-2, much like they did on Belmont Stakes Day in the Grade 1 Just a Game. Different day, different racetrack, same result. Incredible day of racing here, and there's Manny Franco celebrating after his win, with Alfiqua getting her second Grade 1. Andy Serling joined by the one and only Jonathan Kinchin out in the paddock in Saratoga. 10 races so far, record-setting day, tremendous action, and there's still a tremendous maiden race to go where I feel like there's about 6 live horses.
Yeah, exactly. If you're alive in any multi-race bets, I hope you have more than just one horse. It is a wide-open race. And if you...
I'd settle for one, but yeah, whatever.
But if you
want to be
me,
greedy.
Exactly. If you, like me, my dad used to always tell me at the beginning of my career in racing to always bet the gray horses, and obviously we know that's not true, but today it would have worked out.
So that's why we know you're such a great handicapper. You told you to bet the gray horses. Anyhow, lots to go on. I think we're going to take a look at the Diana. Is that the case here? Oh, we're going to go out to the guys in the front set. Leave us already? We were having so much fun. But there are others, including Greg Wolf, sitting trackside. I don't know the other 2 guys, but I know Greg Wolf.
I thought you guys hijacked the show and took my job. I didn't need to be here anymore. Andy Serling, who knew he's a host?
Oh, I've seen it all winter. He was hosting all winter. I watch him all the time. It's must-see TV. Every show needs a villain. Andy is definitely that guy.
We've got papers. Give me that hockey puck. There we go.
We'll get back to those guys in a little bit. We just saw 2 incredible performances here. Obviously, we're going to talk about Witt, what he did for Todd Pletcher. Has to be extremely exciting. It's got to be thinking probably Labor Day with him and the hopeful.
I would say so. After that effort, I would just, first thing I would do is bubble wrap him right now. I have security around him. I'm sure he's got plenty of security around him, but yeah.
I think he's thinking well beyond the hopeful, quite frankly.
Here is the Diana, first Grade 1 of the meets, and Alfiqua, Summer Romance. 1-2 again for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby.
Yeah, you know, Gary, when this race starts to set up, it's Summer Romance's pace. She's making it on the front end. But a long shot in this race, Vigilante's Way, the 4, is going to challenge a little bit, enough to keep her honest. And that's going to hurt Summer Romance's finish, and it's going to help the horses that want to close.
Yeah,
but it also makes some of those closers position maybe a little bit differently than they would have. And I think they may have hurt a few of the closers, but look, there was one cool customer, Gary, and that was Manny Franco on Alfiqua.
Yeah, and he's even got good position back where he's out on Alfiqua. He's only about five lengths off the pace right now of the lead maker, and they went the first quarter of a mile on 23-3, I think they went. And listen, that's fair play right there. I mean, that's not a slow pace any whatsoever for the, yeah, they went 23:48 for the half. And that's rolling along on this turf course. It's not soft, but it's on the softest side of good, I would say. So that's a fair pace right there. The 4 horse was sitting just off of him, Vigilante's Way, And you can see Manny Franco just sitting back there waiting to pounce. He's not going to wheel this mare filly out until he straightens up for the lane.
Yeah, that's in the blue silks, the 8, the gray filly with the white face coming to the outside right now. He's got so much horse, Manny Franco has. He's not about to take a chance of getting through in between any of those horses. Just move her outside, let her do her thing, and do her thing she does.
Yeah, and when he really set her down right there, that was a noticeable acceleration that she had. She's wanting to lean in just a little bit on her partner there, but she goes on, she's wiggling her ears at the finish line, telling me she won with something left, and she's going to go on to bigger and better. Well, you don't get much bigger and better than these grade 1s. That's 2 in a row for her. Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf pointed that direction.
She's the best older filly in the country, bar none.
Harvey's Little Goyle, she was 3rd in last year's Breeder Cup filly and mare turf. She ran by her like she was standing still.
Yeah.
What a performance. Althika back-to-back grade 1s. Let's go to Acacia Courtney.
Here with Jimmy Bell, president of Godolphin USA. And Jimmy, Godolphin running 1-2, staying here in the U.S. How special is that there was the right choice, obviously, to keep them here in these 2 grade 1s?
Well, as you know, all the credit really goes to Sheikh Mohammed and his overall international racing operation, and certainly to Charlie Appleby and his great team he's had here to come over here and win the Just a Game the way they did 1-2. And obviously that form held up again today. Hats off to everybody. What a great team, great traveling team Charlie has, and another homebred for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. So really a special day in these grade 1s.
Jimmy, thank you. Big congratulations in the iconic Godolphin blue in the winner's circle once again, Greg.
Well, Chad Brown, he has had the female turf champion each of the last 4 years. He's got a little bit of work ahead of him if he wants to continue that streak, guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously his horses didn't do that well. Pocket Square got a good trip. She wasn't good enough. La Mista was a complete and total no-show in the race. At the end of the day, the best 2 horses ran 1-2.
Absolutely, and they did it last time too in the Just a Game, so it's a result you can trust. This is an interesting race because I know that Harvey's Little Goyle I thought was out in the clear, didn't get a great trip. Pocket Square did get a great trip, but it didn't matter. We got the same result, and I agree with what the guy said on the front side set. I thought Manny's ride was perfect with the horse that was going to be best.
Well, he got decent position from his outside post. Junior Alvarado at Harvey's Little Goyle got horrible position because he didn't get his position, as Richie likes to say, going forward. He just sort of sat around with her, and he ended up 3 wide without cover the whole way. Harvey's Little Girl was not winning this race, but she wasn't given her best chance to win. Whereas Manny Franco on Althikwa gave Althikwa her best chance to win, and he ended up buying the best horse, and he delivered. These 2 horses have shown their dominance. They did in the Just a Game. Guys like you and I tend to overcomplicate things sometimes, and we do it because often when horses run very well, they get the right circumstances. But at the end of the day, they were the best 2 horses by far in the Just a Game, and they were the best 2 horses by far in the Diana.
Yeah, and I hope that Althikwa doesn't overshadow Summer Romance's performances in this race and the Just a Game. She ran really well in both of them, and she's got big races with her name on it as well.
If Godolphin wasn't so foolish to ship Althikwa over, they could have won back-to-back grade 1s with Summer Romance. Now they'll just have to settle for 1st and 2nd in both races. It was a fun race. It's a definitive race. The Diana's a race that has a tremendous history behind it, with a lot of great horses having won this race. We'll see if time will tell us if Althikwa is a horse who can add her name to the list of great horses that have won the Diana.
Yes, we will. Still to come, we have the nightcap coming up, and it is a good one to close out this Saturday card. Maiden special weight, 7/8 of a mile. Everyone looking for that first win on the resume, and the track listed as fast, by the way, even though we got a little bit of rain. It's about a half hour earlier today. You can play this race by getting signed up and started with Naira Bets, and a special offer just for today. Join and get a $200 risk-free bet. Use that promo code RISKFREE200 and get your first win bet risk-free up to $200. Naira Bets available nationwide. Offers betting on hundreds of racetracks all across the world. Go to nairabets.com or download the app to get involved and take advantage of that offer. Brad Cox, we're going to see his Belmont Stakes winner later in the meet in the Jim Dandy, and hopefully the Travers and Essential Quality. He hopes he has another good 3-year-old up and coming here with Ducali, who's making his 2nd start when we come back here in the nightcap.
The ultimate accolade for a racehorse is to be named Horse of the Year. To be enshrined to the Hall of Fame is to achieve immortality. As a stallion, genetic immortality is defined in 2 words: breed shaper. Plain and simple. 2-time Horse of the Year and Hall of Fame inductee, Curlin, is just that. Breed shaper, curler, the classic sire.
Resorts World New York City, where New Yorkers play. 6,500 slots. Stay and play. Resorts World New York City.
Want to get your career in horse racing off to a fast start? The University of Arizona's racetrack industry program is your winning ticket. If you want to earn a degree in the exciting horse racing industry, the racetrack industry program can put you in the winner's circle.
You're watching continuing live coverage of Run Happy opening weekend on Fox Sports 2. It's presented by Now Bets, where you can play all the action. Download the app, go to NowBets.com to get signed up and started risk-free 200, that code to use for new members. We have the post parade ahead at this glorious racetrack here for the finale on the Saturday card. Maiden special weight against 7/8 of a mile, and Brad Cox, his colt by Twirling Candy, Ducale, is the 7-5 favorite.
7-5 favorite here, and you know, a horse that really had a tough trip last time, and I think a lot of people paid attention to that trip. Got stuck behind a wall of horses. Winner got through and got the jump on him that day, so a very logical horse in the 7 Ducal.
We'll kick things off with long shot Crump, Godolphin, Brendan Walsh, and Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, how do you let Godolphin go off at 22-1? I don't think he'll go off at 22-1. He was bet his first out and ran no good. That was last year. He's been training forwardly.
Cool Quest, Brian Lynch, John Velasquez, start number 2.
You know, broke with some speed, kind of faded. That was the debut. Come back with a very fast work here at Saratoga. I think Cool Quest will improve.
Southern Flag we see next for Hall of Famer Bill Mott with Junior Alvarado.
Yeah, this is another horse that's had trouble in his first 2 starts, and look, a logical play here.
Yeah, faced an impressive runner named Miles D last time out as well, was third behind him. Levin, Drop Road, Jimmy Jerkins.
Lemon Drop Road, second, beaten 3/4 last time out. That was at Belmont. 6-1 on the morning line, currently at 7-1.
Aban moves to the barn of Todd Pletcher for his 4-year-old debut.
There's a lot going on here. This horse hasn't run since last October. A lot more going on the track, as you can see there. Getting silly. I was going to say, he's a gelding now, and that kind of behavior tells you why he's a gelding. So a number of things going on with the 6 Aban.
Here's the favorite for Brad Cox.
The good news there is that Louis stayed on Aban. Ducale, second, beaten a half length last time out. Yeah, had some trouble, brushed, just missed.
Tiger King fans, your hunch play, asking for a Baskin at 4-1.
Asking for a Baskin has a real chance here, the 8 horse. Blinkers go on here with Asking for a Baskin off a very good second last time out.
Yeah, against the highly regarded Mahamel. 4-1 right now from that outside post. As we take a look at the favorite, Ducale. Andy, JK, take it away.
Obviously, Ducali is one of the horses who can win this race. Jonathan, for the life of me, I cannot figure out why this horse is 7-5. To me, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 7, the 8 are all major contenders. Ducali ran fine last time, but 7-5?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Andy, what happens is,
6-5?
and you know it well, too, is at Saratoga, these big trainer names, they get bet. Chad gets overbet sometimes. Todd gets overbet sometimes. Brad Cox gets overbet sometimes.
I hear you, but Todd's in here. Bill Mott's in here. I don't see it. I see this horse as at best a contender. He's my third choice. Like I said, won't be surprised if he wins, but I think there's a lot of different live horses in this race, including the 4 Southern Flag, who I picked. And at least he's a square price, and I'm going to bet him at 5-1. Turning to the 4 Southern Flag, I think one of the ideas for Bill Mott, obviously they don't run mile races at Saratoga, but less distance may be his friend. He's got a little rank early in the running of his races. I think this is a race that projects to have a stronger pace than the races that he's been in, and perhaps a little bit of separation will help him settle in this race, and that's what I'm hoping for. I don't love him, but I think he's a contender.
Yeah, and I think it's going to help him quite a bit if he just breaks a little bit better. He's been off a step slow in his first 2
starts.
starts.
He's a headache, this horse.
But if he breaks well, and look, he got beat by Miles D last time, and that's not anything to be embarrassed about.
He's a contender going towards the Curlin, for sure. Absolutely a player in that race. You are in, well, the 8 asking for a Baskin. Do people just think it was the wet track last time? He ran a giant fig behind Mahamel. I know Mahamel came back disappointed a bit today, but he had missed some time, too, with a fever. I don't think he ran his race.
Yeah, I mean, I think this horse is extremely alive. They started him on the turf, didn't pick up his feet. Then he ran well in the dirt last time. Got a fast speed figure. He's drawn outside. He gets IRAD. There's a lot of things in it. And to be fair, I thought this horse was possibly going to be favored because of the speed figure.
I agree, and I think one thing we can agree on, win or lose, 6-5 is a silly price on anybody in this race.
Oh, I would much
Even you, a chalk-eating weasel.
I would much prefer the 8. I saw that little shot. I mean, Andy, this is the first time we're hanging out this meet. I thought you'd be a little bit nicer.
I'm never nice, but I am happy to see you as we head over to Acacia.
Well, thanks, Andy, and we'll start with the number 6, Abon, who is making his first start for Todd Pletcher, and I think it was you and I, in fact, that covered some of his races at Churchill back in the fall, and my notes from those races for those horses was that he was really keyed up with the pony on the track. He was acting up pre-race, so this is typical behavior of him. I'm guessing that that's a big reason why they gelded him for his first start with Todd. Number 1, he looks like he wants to go a further distance than the 7 furlongs. He's a very long, stretchy type of individual, and he was revved up back in the paddock and then really keyed as he tried to kind of crow hop and dump his rider, just kind of some naughty behavior out there. So this is obviously, I think, a stepping stone race for him. We'll see if he's able to build off of it. The number 2, Cool Quest, making his second start for Brian Lynch, and he broke sharply last time, showed speed in that debut. He's well muscled. He looks perfect for the 7 furlongs. He's a good-looking individual, though still very green. He was vocal back in the paddock. He's been tossing his head out there on track with the pony. Behavior, again, that I just don't like. As horses, you want to see them gain some professionalism, especially after having a start. But physically, he does look the part. I, too, had my doubts about Ducali in this spot at a short price, and I landed on Southern Flag, namely because this horse looks to me a little bit more like a sprinter. He's not overly tall as is typical of Union Rags, but sometimes with the sire line, they can be a little bit stuffier, stockier types. And he's very compact. He looks like a strong horse that wants to go a little bit shorter. And I thought that last time, to my eye, he would have benefited from a little bit less ground. So I think the turn back to the 7/8 should suit him quite well today. And he was a very professional type in a field where you do have some that are acting up prior to the race. Greg?
All right, Acacia, thank you. Making their way all the way back to the starting point for this 7/8 race. And here is Ducali remains a 6-5 favorite. But Cool Quest, that 2, John Velasquez, Brian Lynch coming off a pretty sharp drill.
Yeah, you know, Drayden Van Dyke, I was representing him at Churchill Downs. He rode this colt last time out. We knew about him. He took some action that first time that he ran. He showed speed, but he did more than show speed. He was hooked every step of the way until the head of the stretch. And the horse that won that race, Roboman, he won that race by 8 1/4 lengths. It was a long ways back to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place horses, and he was part of that. He was only beaten about 3/4 of a length for 2nd place. So take the winner out of there. He ran a credible race. He got a good number, and he came back and he breezed extremely well here with the black letter work, meaning the fastest work on July 7th and 46 3.
I mean, look, he's going to be benefited by the scratch of the 9, too. Laughing Boy was the other speed in the race. I think the 2, Cool Quest, does indeed make the lead. It's a question of whether he can continue forward from there or if a horse that's forwardly placed can catch him. The 8 horse Asking for a Baskin should be placed very forwardly today. I look for him to pounce on the 2 down the stretch.
He gets a fast main track for the first time in his career. Ran a 93 buyer Asking for a Baskin in that dirt debut in the mud behind, as Danny mentioned, Mahamel, who was pretty highly regarded before losing earlier today, but still talented. We're set for the nightcap on this Saturday card. Let's go upstairs to John Imbrial.
In the gate. And the rough. Asking for a Baskin from the outside. Ducal came away racing in second. And down towards the rail is Cool Quest as the field races up the backstretch. It is Cool Quest at the rail. Asking for a Baskin is on the outside, and they are heads apart. Just in behind is Aban running in third. The favorite, Ducal, alongside in fourth. Then it is Crump down at the rail in fifth, followed by Lemon Drop Road. And Southern Flag is the trailer in seventh. The opening quarter went in 22 and 3. Asking for a Baskin is the leader here. Asking for a Baskin now clear by a length and a half. Cool Quest runs in second. Now joined on the outside by Ducal. Ducal takes second. Cool Quest is back running in third. And then it is Aban in fourth, followed by Lemon Drop Road, Southern Flag, and the trailer is Crump. Asking for a Baskin and Ducal. They're heads apart after a half in 45 and 3/5 second. It is Ducal on the outside now to take over the lead. It is Ducal in front, Asking for a Baskin towards the rail, continues to battle on. Ducal and Asking for a Baskin. They are heads apart inside the 8th pole. Asking for a Baskin trying to come back again, but Ducal has the lead. Asking for a Baskin in second, and it will be Ducal to break his maiden in the Saturday nightcap.
Brad Cox taking the nightcap, and he's having a pretty nice Saturday.
Yeah, he's having a pretty nice Saturday all over the country, as a matter of fact. And sometimes it's not only good to be good, but getting a little lucky doesn't hurt either.
That's referring to the Haskell, of course, put up via DQ, Mandaloon. But here, Ducal, this is a horse who has some talent here. Just the second start of his career.
Yeah, a much cleaner trip than the first start, Gary. He got in great position on the front end. They battled pretty fast up on the front, and Ducal took advantage of that by laying off that early speed and finishing up strong.
Yeah, Manny was sitting pretty as a picture, motionless coming into the stretch, and it was just a matter of pulling the trigger and going. But I'll tell you what, the 8 horse Asking for a Baskin, he didn't give in easily. They were drawing away from the rest of the field, and not until the final strides does Ducal actually draw off. But no, it's a good run from both of these first and second place finishers.
From up above, there it is, Ducal. Too good for Asking for a Baskin. They both did run very good here. But in the end, it's Ducal at 4-5. Bet down to odds on.
4-5. That's no fun. That's not in my wheelhouse. I've got to have better odds than 4-5. Of course, I'm tearing up that ticket on Asking for Baskin because of it.
How about Manny Franco taking the late double?
Yeah, how about that?
Not a bad way to go home on a Saturday afternoon.
See it a lot. Win the feature on a big day and feel that momentum riding into the nightcap. It helps to be on a 4-5 favorite, though. You take the last two on the card. 7, 8, 4, and 5. Here to close out this Saturday card. We'll be back with more right after this to conclude our Saturday program from Saratoga. Stay with us.
Grade 1 winner and track record setter Lee. Like their sire, his runners have excelled on both dirt and turf, including these standout performers.
And dipping in will steal this one. Can you see it? Dipping in on top by Link.
Fastest in Queen Nakia. Here's the finish. Gibberish wins the treasure chest.
Out of a Galileo mare, this dual surface star has sired juvenile stakes winners on both dirt and turf. Lee, standing at Claiborne Farm.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. AmericasBestRacing.net is a sport for you.
Have a summer reunion like never before. Tickets to Saratoga Racecourse are on sale now. There's something for everyone at Saratoga, from the backyard picnic area to the 1863 Club. Saratoga Racecourse is the summer place to be. Every day this summer is jam-packed with excitement, featuring the best racing in the world. Secure your spot today for your return to Saratoga, July 15th through Labor Day. Visit NYRA.com/Saratoga for information and tickets.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
We're back on Saratoga Live. Our program brought to you in part by legendary Claiborne Farm. 100 years of doing the usual, unusually well. The nightcap, it goes to Ducal. Brad Cox, biggest outfit of runners he's ever had at this meet, and he gets on the board.
Yeah, he got on the board yesterday, got on the board again today here. I mean, Brad Cox is going to have something to say about this meet. He is probably, between him and Steve Asmussen, they are probably the best and strongest stables that we have in the entire Midwest, and they're both here competing at Saratoga.
Manny Franco back-to-back wins. A Juddmonte homebred. How about that, having Juddmonte in your corner if you're Brad Cox? What a rapid rise it has been for him as a trainer.
It has indeed, and you know, and it's funny because when he started out as a trainer, he was a one-client trainer, and that client left him, and he was down to just 2 horses. And he was able to rise like the Phoenix. I mean, that may sound a little bit too corny, but he really did.
No question.
And he is the man.
Monomoy Girl really started that ascent for him. Now he's gone on. He has a classic with essential quality. Numerous really good horses. Mandaloon as well. He's rolling right now.
Yes, he is rolling right now and continues to be. Didn't mention one other strong stable that's here as well. Steve Asmussen has started out on fire at this meet as well.
Absolutely.
So, hey, you said it yesterday that this is the most competitive meet that you race. I think it's the most competitive for everybody because it's every track that you mentioned.
I do agree with that. I think it's a very competitive meet. And look, for those two guys, they've got the most powerful stables in the Midwest, period.
And maybe there's a lot of ways to go, but maybe the most impressive performance we've seen was from that first-time starter for Steve Asmussen, Echo Zulu. 92 buyer in that debut.
I don't know. That stake today was pretty damn good with Witt.
It was indeed. We are back tomorrow, starting on FS2 at 1 Eastern time. We're on FS1 then at 1:30, back on FS2 at 3 Eastern. Altheka, Summer Romance, the Godolphin stablemates, 1-2 again, just like they were on Belmont Stakes Day in the Just a Game, and Altheka does it to Summer Romance one more time. Manny Franco aboard for Charlie Appleby. Congrats to Godolphin. We will see you tomorrow.